Luna, tip number 15, side chaining. Why and how? So why would you do this? One good reason to do this is to duck one track underneath the level of another. And basically that's the reason you would always use side chaining, is to affect one track based on the performance of another track. And a good example of that is to use a kick drum to affect the sound of maybe something else in the same frequency range. For instance, I have this track here with a Moog bass. And I have a kick drum at the same time. And if we take a look at the frequency range of these two, we have a lot of frequencies down here in the 40 to about 80 range. Those are the fundamentals happening there. And the kick drum is about the same. And so what that means is that one of those is going to mask the other. And a lot of times we want to hear the attack of the kick drum over the initial transient of the bass. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come up here to the utility rack up here, and I'm going to tell Luna that I want to have a sidechain input come from the kick drum into this channel here, which is the bass. And I'm going to set up a compressor. And this compressor is basically just going to turn the volume down whenever it hears an input signal from the sidechained input, which is in this case the kick drum. So let's turn this on and we can see what happens. And that's not working at all, right? So I need to turn the sidechain on and tell it to listen to that instead. Now, if I solo that particular track now, you can tell that it's ducking whenever it hears the sound from the kick drum. By the way, this works as well if I were to take, let's say, a clip here. I'm going to come down to volume, and I'm going to tell Luna to bring that down right there. So effectively, I'm taking the signal out of the kick drum that is headed to the main bus, and it's still affecting the bass, the Moog part here. Cool. And for example of that without any effect, I'm going to turn the sidechain off. Turn it back on. Cool. And if you want to get rid of a sidechain, I'll get rid of this just in case. Pretend we've been manipulating this sound here with different effects or whatever, and I want to go back to that sidechain panel. I just click on the rectangle between these markers here, and it will bring up that panel again. And I can either turn it off, I can hit this X and remove it altogether. I can solo it, listen to it that way. And this is simply linking the left and right in case there's like a lot of stereo signal going on the input that's going to the sidechain. You want to link those and make sure that everything gets impacted the same way. You just click that on and you can do that there. Also, if I were to click on this little box here in the middle, that will actually show me the effect that is getting the signal from the sidechain. In other words, if I click on this, boom, it's going to bring up that compressor. And that's it. Pretty simple, right? This can be used in a lot of ways, by the way. It's not just this way. Anytime you want to duck a particular track, say if you're playing an acoustic guitar and you have a vocalist, and the acoustic guitar is sometimes riding into the frequencies of the vocalist, you can sidechain an effect to that guitar part. Lots of creative ways to use this, but this is the simplest version of it. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you very soon.